In our Sunrise Smart Start breaking overnight, a 30-year-old man is in the hospital with life-threatening injuries after being shot last night in Rochester. Police say this happened around 11 on Derringer Place. The victim then moving to Webster Avenue seeking help. Currently, no suspects are in custody. Anyone with information is asked to call 911. Well, over the weekend, Rochester saw two separate homicides, one at the intersection of Monroe Avenue and Goodman Street, the other at the intersection of Jefferson Avenue and Bartlett Street. Erica DeCoste joins us live with the details on the violent weekend. Erica, good morning.
Good morning, and this brings the city's homicide count to 36 for 2022. Let's start with the homicide early Sunday morning around 3 a.m. Police responded to Monroe Ave and Goodman for the report of a man in his 30s had been shot. He was taken to the hospital and pronounced dead shortly after. Police say the call was for multiple shooting victims. A second man in his 30s had also been shot, and police responded to Rochester General Hospital for this victim, who is expected to survive. The second homicide later Sunday afternoon around noon at 581 Jefferson Road. Police found a man in his 30s who they say was standing outside when shots were fired, striking him. He ended up at the hospital in a private vehicle and later was pronounced dead. For both of these homicides, police are still working to figure out a cause. In the meantime, we caught up with anti-violence advocates expressing their frustrations.
From what I see and what I hear from these young kids, especially the young boys, they think that having a gun is what it is. They think toting a pistol is cool. They think that carrying a gun is okay, and that if you shoot it, pop it off, that if you hurt somebody, that person is coming back. They're not coming back.
Now, for the Monroe Ave homicide, police say several people were nearby when the shooting happened, standing at a hot dog cart. In any investigation, any witnesses, information will be crucial moving forward. In Rochester, Erica DeCoste, News 8.
Erica, thank you. And the Major Crimes Unit is conducting these investigations. Anyone with info should call 911. All right, we're going to go ahead and check in for a look at the forecast with James Gilbert. James, the 4th of July, yes. The perfect day too.
Right, yes. Oftentimes we're saying Mother Nature bringing her own fireworks, but not going to be the case today, at least locally. Rochester is dry, really Finger Lakes if we're hanging out on Keuka Lake today. Speaking of Keuka Lake, water temperatures up there, one of the warmer lakes right now, in the low 70s, low 80s. This is a very similar forecast to 2 years ago. Allie, you asked for it. I will give it to you. Here's a photo of my wife and I on our wedding day. So this was in our front yard because it was, I think, 2 years ago, COVID, July 4th. So we decided to get married on Independence Day, ironically enough. So
what a beautiful picture of you guys, too. I love the flowers, and you guys both just are shiny.
Thank you. Yes. So happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary to you, too. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Enjoy the day. Lots of celebrations to be had, James.
Yeah, certainly.
All right, switching gears now. Today, 4th of July, like we mentioned, plenty of ways to celebrate all around our area. The Genesee Country Village and Museum will be hosting a celebration today from 10 this morning to 4 p.m. In Greece, there will be a celebration kicking off with a 5K this morning at 7. Irondequoit hosting a 10K race this morning beginning at 8. That begins at Christ the King Church and ends at Town Hall. To Brighton, another 5K race, the Fleet Feet Firecracker, say that 3 times, beginning at 8 a.m. as well at Parrington Park. There will also be opportunities to watch fireworks around our area later tonight. Fireworks in Irondequoit begin around 9:30 near Town Hall. In Greece, fireworks begin around 9:45 near Town Hall. In Rochester, fireworks will be held around 10 p.m. over the downtown bridges. And in Henrietta, fireworks will take place around 9:45 at the Veterans Memorial Park. Parking in all of these locations pretty restricted, so for more information on how you can better plan your celebrations, head over to rochesterfirst.com. Well, many of you may be heading out onto the lake this 4th of July. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office is reminding boaters to take precautions before heading out on the water to ensure you and your family have a safe boating season. Things to keep in mind, including making sure you are legally certified to operate the boat, checking speed limits depending on what lake you decide to visit, and ensuring the proper safety equipment is on board.
One thing we always check for is life jackets. You know, there's got to be one per person on board the boat, and they have to be the correct size. They have to be in good working order, and they have to be easily accessible, and that's all state law.
Also stressing the dangers of boating under the influence. More information on water safety guidelines can be found on our website, rochesterfirst.com. Well, new this morning in Gates, a man has been arrested and charged after allegedly shooting another man around 7 p.m. yesterday, leaving him with non-life-threatening injuries, according to police. Officials say this happened on Fox Run near Cornelia Drive. They add that at the time of the shooting, people were in the area, including children. 26-year-old Carrie Bradley of Rochester is charged with criminal possession of a weapon in the second degree, 5 counts of reckless endangerment, and 3 counts of endangering the welfare of a child. Well, a 45-year-old man is recovering from non-life-threatening injuries after being stabbed overnight in Rochester. Police say this happened around 1:30 in the area of Seneca Manor Drive. No suspects are in custody. In developing news this morning, Rochester police are asking for the public's help in locating a missing vulnerable adult. 21-year-old Abner Lopez, seen here on your screen, was last seen on Luck Street in the city of Rochester on Saturday around 8:30 p.m. Authorities say he is believed to be endangered and may need medical attention. Police say he may be on foot in the area of RIT, and anyone with info should call 911. Police investigating after a stabbing in Rochester on Saturday left a 65-year-old woman with non-life-threatening injuries. This, they say, happened around 7:30 p.m. on North Street. Officials say they are investigating, but investigators do believe that the woman and the suspect knew each other. One man is safe, Rochester police are also investigating a 61-year-old woman who was robbed at gunpoint and had her car stolen. There was also a 6-year-old child in the car at the time. It happened just before 2:30 in the morning Saturday on Grand Avenue. As the suspects were getting in the car, a 50-year-old woman and 6-year-old girl were still there. Both of those victims were able to get out unharmed before the suspects drove off. Rochester police are investigating after 2 teens were carjacked shortly after 11 p.m. near Frontier Field on Saturday. Police say an 18-year-old and 16-year-old were sitting in their car in a parking lot near Frontier Field when they were approached. According to police, the suspect or suspects had a verbal altercation with the teens before taking off in their car. It's unclear how many suspects were involved. No suspects are in custody. The investigation is ongoing. Well, a 31-year-old man is recovering with non-life-threatening injuries after being shot in Rochester shortly after 6 p.m. on Saturday. According to police, this happened in the area of Dove Street and Driving Park. In their investigation, they found the man had driven himself to the hospital at the time. The investigation is ongoing. Happening nationally, authorities in Akron, Ohio say Jalen Walker, a 25-year-old black man, was unarmed when police chased him on foot and killed him. The medical examiner says Walker had over 60 wounds in his body. During an attempted traffic stop, Walker apparently sped off, and investigators say Walker fired from his car window and claims his family disputes this. Police body cam footage shows Walker exited the car wearing a ski mask. Authorities say police tried tasing him then and then opened fire when Walker turned around. The 8 officers now placed on paid leave. A man is in the hospital now with serious injuries after being ejected from a snowmobile last Saturday. Police say this happened around 11 p.m., adding that 40-year-old Michael Snyder of Henrietta was in the town of Kendall after he reportedly crashed into an earth embankment while trying to water skip across a pond. He was treated at the scene and transported to Strong Memorial Hospital. In international news now, Danish police say a shooting at a Copenhagen shopping mall has left at least 3 people dead and several others injured. Police say a suspect is in custody, describing him as a 22-year-old Danish man detained near the Fields shopping mall after the shooting. To Texas now, Uvalde School District Police Chief Pete Arendado is reportedly stepping down from his position in the city council. This comes following allegations that he mishandled his response to the mass shooting at Robb Elementary School that left 19 students and 2 teachers dead. The shooting was on May 24th. Arendado has been placed on administrative leave since the end of June. Back in New York, new gun laws would go into effect prohibiting those with concealed carry permits from being armed in what the state deems sensitive locations. The new law prohibits those with concealed carry permits from being armed in parks, public transit, medical and educational facilities, places of worship, and all government buildings. It also requires applicants for a concealed carry permit to complete training courses set by the state, including live fire testing and renewing it every 3 years. The new law takes effect on September 1st. Well, here's what some people might be talking about at the water cooler this morning. At the Brookfield Zoo in Illinois, the animals are getting a special treat for the 4th of July. The bottlenose dolphins receiving a floating flag made of sugar-free gelatin. California sea lions getting some colorful ice and sugar-free gelatin cakes. And the brown bears presented with red, white, and blue colored ice blocks filled with fruits and veggies. And they look like they are enjoying those, probably cooling them down in that heat out there, James.
That is a big bear.
It is a big bear. And some big treats there, too.
Yes, yummy. Some red, white, and blue.
I wonder how long it takes them to eat those.
Right, yeah. I guess as long as it takes to melt that. Certainly. Having some treats today, maybe getting the grill fired up, having some burgers, whether it be a beef burger or an Impossible burger for those that don't eat meat.
Yes.
Shout out to them. Mostly sunny skies. Should be a great afternoon. Temperatures in the 80s, and then we go out for fireworks tonight. Those starting generally around 9:30. Temperatures should be in the lower 70s. If you are watching the Brighton fire show, shout out to Steve Gilbert, my dad. He's a pyrotechnician. He shoots at the Brighton show. So you can
Very
say,
cool.
Yeah, the News 8 morning meteorologist's father is shooting.
So many Gilbert family celebrations today, James.
There you go. And you have a good one and a safe July 4th as well.
Absolutely. Thank you for watching News 8 at Sunrise. Our next update is coming up in 30 minutes. CBS Mornings is up next. Enjoy your 4th of July celebrations.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.